Hey everyone, it's Cassandra from CassandraTyndallAstrology.com. I just wanted to do this quick video for you today to talk a little bit about the current Mercury retrograde period, as well as Mars's entry into Gemini tomorrow. So firstly, you're probably aware a little bit about the Mercury retrograde period that we're currently experiencing. If you believe half of what you read online about it, you'd probably be forgiven for thinking that the apocalypse was upon us. It's actually not that bad, and I find Mercury retrograde periods are actually really beneficial and useful for slowing down. It gives us the ability to slow down, reassess, rework, rethink, or redo. And often when we get the second chance to do something again, we can actually do it better. But today we are getting a little bit of a reprieve or a break from the Mercury retrograde experience through a special condition known as Cazimi. Now, a Cazimi planet is when it's within 17 minutes of the sun. There is also another version of that where it's within 1 degree. Personally, I like to use the 17-minute rule. So at the moment in the sky, the sun is sitting at 0 Taurus, and Mercury is also sitting at 0 Taurus. And they're within this special 17-minute window, Brisbane time, from about 11:30 this morning through till 7 p.m. tonight. It was actually my intention to do this video early this morning, but in typical Mercury retrograde style, I hadn't checked my mail in the letterbox for a few days, and Energex, the energy provider here, was switching off the mains in order to do some routine maintenance. So I was without electricity and the internet for 3 hours today. So my apologies for not being able to get this out to you sooner to take full advantage of this period. So what is Mercury Cazimi? How can we use it to our advantage? So we get this reprieve or this break or a little bit of a sort of I guess an element of goodness in this Mercury retrograde period, because if anybody watches Game of Thrones, you might understand that the king's hand has literally the same amount of power as the king, and in some respects even more. And so Mercury has this special power today, being in the heart of the sun. And so we get this break from the retrograde experience, and he's in a special position where he is elevated or bona fide or able to sort of tap into some extra special power. So if you're wanting to perhaps send an email, deal with some logistics, catch up on tasks, today's a fantastic day to do this. If you're looking for a pay rise or a promotion at work, today's a great day to hit your boss up about that. Perhaps you're self-employed and you're wanting to connect with a potential client about how you can work together. Today's a really good day to do that for self-promotion and putting yourself out there. Perhaps you are trying to chase up some invoices. People haven't paid you. Today's a really good day to send that email, and you'll probably get a really good response back. Okay, so dealing with any logistical matters or what have you. For example, my car is overdue for a service and I keep on meaning to call the dealership, but it's either too late or it kind of gets into my mind and then out of my mind and nothing gets done. This morning I actually had the dealership ring me, so fantastic, I was able to schedule an appointment. Mercury also rules our transportation as well. And so with this, we have a special opportunity to put forward any agendas that we might have that we want to get a good outcome from. And sometimes that outcome actually sort of won't come about until that next Cazimi period happens again. Alrighty, so I just was wanting to put that special message out there that if there's an email or a message or a phone call or something that you wanted to do that you thought, oh, I'll put that off till tomorrow, do it today and it will be very much to your benefit. Okay, so speaking of sort of Mercury stuff, Mars moves into Gemini tomorrow, where he'll spend the next 6 weeks touring the sign of the Twins. And so, firstly, Mars. What does Mars represent? He's our energy planet, our motivation planet. So when our feet hit the floor in the morning, the sign that he occupies by birth is the sign of how we are motivated. Okay, so some people, are all motivated by different things and in different ways. So in the sign of Gemini, collectively for the next 6 weeks, we're cosmically invited to explore information. So we'll have an energetic increase or an increase in motivation towards information. So you might find that over the next 6 weeks that curiosity spikes your interest. You might need more information about something, which is also perfectly aligned with the Mercury retrograde period. So Gemini is curious, it's flexible, it's adaptable, it's also really social. It's one of 3 humane signs, and so connectivity with other people is really important. So you might find that the next 6 weeks are a little bit more social than usual as well, as you connect with people online or in real life. So this is a really opportune time to schedule those catch-ups with friends, or the dinners and drinks, or the coffee catch-ups as well. And if you can't do that in the flesh, then organise that online. That's a really good time to be connected. So it's also perfect for socialising, for networking. And wherever Mars is in your chart will highlight the life topics that need a bit of an energy boost or more information around. I guess the downside or possible negative, if you like, of Mars in Gemini is spreading yourself a little bit too thin. Mars in Gemini likes to be super busy, it's super flexible, it's super adaptable, but what it does lack is the essence of commitment, or that essence of discipline. Gemini is a really fast sign. It's air, it's mutable, it's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is known as a quick planet. And so together, information comes in really quick and leaves really quick. So boredom can be an experience that you might feel over the next 6 weeks, because motivation tends to wax and wane, but discipline is something that is a constant. And so throughout this 6-week tour of Gemini, Mars will get the opportunity to make an opposition to Saturn in the sky. So Saturn is in the sign of Sagittarius, and Gemini is the opposing sign. So we'll have this sort of element of balance and friction around our motivation and our discipline. And so over the next 6 weeks, we'll be exploring, what actually motivates us? What is it that holds our interest long enough to want to stay the distance for? And so the 29th of May is a peak day for this, because this is when the aspect between Mars and Saturn perfects. So that's May 29. We might sort of come up against, having to decide, okay, so which direction are we going in? Another point that I wanted to make is the cycle of Mars is 2 years. So it takes him 2 years to get around the zodiac. So the area of life, according to your birth chart, ruled by Gemini, is your once every 2-year opportunity to inject some energy, some zest, and some healthy curiosity into. So I'm not going to do a mini zodiac reading this time, or a mini horoscope. I'm just going to sort of pop a few things out of my head. So if you are a Virgo or a Virgo rising, Mars is going to be energizing your 10th house of career. So for the next 6 weeks, it's really embracing bold and confident action around your workplace. If you are a Sag or a Sag rising, it's all about your relationships for the next 6 weeks. So displaying a little bit more confidence or a flirty attitude, or, whether you're single, this might help you bring in somebody new. But even if you're in a stable relationship, sometimes it's really healthy or beneficial to date your own partner. Let's say you're an Aries rising or an Aries. So this is going to activate your third house. So this is the third house of short travels and communications. So you might be really motivated over the next 6 weeks to perhaps do some weekend workshops, catch up on your reading, or socializing as well, particularly with your siblings. If you're a Pisces or a Pisces rising, this is going to be motivating your fourth house of family. So you might be spending a little bit more time at home and connecting with your home and family as well. You might be putting a little bit of energy into your home space, switching things up, perhaps looking at your IT infrastructure and making some changes around that. Alrighty guys, so that gives you a bit of an idea of the next 6 weeks is going to be energized and motivated and activated by information, networking and socializing. So if you would like to connect with me, you're more than welcome to send me an email at cassandrasastrology@gmail.com or connect with me on my website, which is cassandratyndall.com. At the moment, up until Friday next week, which is the 28th, I am offering a discount on my consultations. I'm actually doing a half price, which I've been doing since Venus first went retrograde back in early April. So, yeah, if you're interested in exploring what Mars means for you, as well as the other astrological transits that are going on right now, feel free to connect with me or on my Facebook, which is Cassandra Tyndall Astrology as well. All right, guys, have a great day and take advantage of this exciting Mercury Cazimi window if you can. All right, bye for now.